To throw on 2nd and 6, Mahomes. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Everson Griffin able to record his 5th sack of the season. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Danielle Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season. Dustin Colquitt on to punt. We'll likely see brother Britton on the other side get a chance later. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 20. A big kick, 50 yards that time with a return of 4. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the pickup there and a 1st. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
They run on 1st down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 50-yard line.
To Hunt! 180! Check 53! We don't know no better! 2! Mike to Hunt!
Cousins now from the 50. He'll find Thielen working the middle. And he'll get it down here to the 43. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
Cousins on target to Diggs. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored. You give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
And the Vikings 1st down.
To Hunt! 180! 56! I got it. Hey, Ken! Check 6. Go to Hunt!
They run again on 1st down. Cook. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Chiefs' 5-yard line.
Two. Push him back. Recon, 132 fighter. Check nickel. Or twist. Check. Hey, steamer. Wait,
On 2nd down now. It's Cook. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal.
Let's go.
You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, touchdown number 15 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's Mahomes to throw. It's Kelsey on the ground. First catch so far for the man who led the NFL coming into the weekend. He's got a first down. Kelsey, such a valuable part of this offense. Made the Pro Bowl the last 4 seasons. 2018 being the most productive when he went over 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns, and a great relationship between he and Pat Mahomes off the field. Very good friends, attended a bunch of high-profile sporting events together in the offseason, and that chemistry, it certainly shows on the field. The tackle goes there to Linval Joseph.
2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Yellow! I've got little lady!
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Mahomes. And this is caught by Watkins. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
I've got little lady! Don't get nervous!
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
At their own 46-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Terrell Suggs, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
It's 2nd down.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Cousins gives way to Cook. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Check three, check three, check three. Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill. Check three, check three, check three.
To throw is Cousins. And that is incomplete. It was Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, there to knock it away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now, as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Now here's Mahomes. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Four receivers now in the formation. 3 to the left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 7. Now Mahomes. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here. Oh, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. This will be fielded at the 17. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Now Cook. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Switch, switch, switch. Hey, yo. Watch twitch.
Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 31-yard line. They go play action here on first down. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Yellow. Let's bring it. Hey, Mike's 50. Hey, Charlie. Two. Check. Fresno.
To the air again, it's Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. They come up now, 3rd and 5, following the incomplete pass. They'll throw again. Cousins. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
This is taken at the 3. And they will be backed up deep as they'll have to start the drive from the 6-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half.
Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Watch a slant, watch a slant.
Pilot, 64, weak. Black.
56, Mike, 56. Pick it up. Pick it up. Check 4. Check.
Hey, flipper.
Check out.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Flushed out right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. For the younger fans watching this, you might think Vikings, Chiefs, and not see a lot of history in this game. But this is part of the NFL 100 series because these two teams met way back in Super Bowl IV. Title. The Vikings, of course, still yet to win a title, even though they made it back in that time period. They were in Super Bowl 4, 8, 9, and 11, but went 0 for 4 in those affairs.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Check 56. Let's go, D. 56 to Mike. 56 is the Mike.
Go, tackle, let's go. We got this.
Check. Shift. Watch the shift.
On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 35. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
What has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete. But you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the 2nd half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Hey, you don't want to see me.
Lucky 48.
It's a safety creep.
6-6. Bullet high. Through.
Back. Hey, switch gears.
Rhino.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They run it again with Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Bailey now for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0.
Next score, Vikings 17, Chiefs 0.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
The Chiefs make over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the 2nd half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. To throw, it's Mahomes. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, you can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down. Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but closed there quickly at the end. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
This is caught at the 20. And down to the 20. Cousins finding Diggs on a big one. 41 yards. Charles, you talk so much about quick change plays. There's one right there. You get the turnover, and boom, hit him with a big one.
And defenses plan for this all the time. They work on it in practice. But in the middle of a game, when that quick change takes place, oftentimes guys aren't as focused as they need to be.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10.
It's just me and you.
They run the counter with Cook. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
From the 16, Cousins. And a pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Emmanuel Ogbah. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
3rd and long.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Let's go, let's go. 300. Mike, number 50. Here we go.
3rd and long for Cousins. That'll be complete to Cook. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking 1st down.
Now Cousins. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point try by Bailey. And the lead is now 24. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Chiefs take over 1st
Let's go,
and 10
boys. Let's go.
at their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point, and they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Guys, game situation. Let's go.
Mahomes now to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Buying time to his left. He may try and run for this. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Mahomes can sling it, but the feet are nimble too as he scrambles for a 1st down. When plays break down, that's normally when Mahomes is at his best throwing the football, but as we saw, he can run it too. Last year, 60 carries, 272 yards, great elusiveness and speed, and the Chiefs obviously don't want him to be a running quarterback, but if he sees an angle. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Danielle Hunter, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Mahomes going to throw. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. They're already slim. Hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Mahomes throwing on 4th. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Danielle Hunter and the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. They'll run on 1st down. Cook. 20. A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They run. Cook. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads. Bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Now Bailey to tack on the extra point. And the lead will grow by one more.
Is good. Next the score, Vikings 31, Chiefs nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Come on, D.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He finds McCoy. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out.
Watch the run. Watch my side.
Now a draw play. This is McCoy. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down.
Kansas City Chiefs. First down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. Now, defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
You're not ready. You're not ready. Exit. Mike 5-4.
And again, it's Mahomes. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. And that'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another first down on the pickup of 5 yards. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Vikings, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Big D to take on the Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.